Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Daily Motion. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Tuesday, January 13th, 2015, around 3:14 p.m. in Billerica, Massachusetts. It's about 22 degrees outside. Some news to report. Amazon has signed a deal with actor, director, comedian Woody Allen to produce, write, and direct his first television series, and this project has no title and a cast has not been named, but when it gets developed, it's going to be on Amazon Prime. And also, the Brooklyn Nets are for sale, and the Kansas City Royals have re-signed their manager, Ned Yost, to a one-year contract extension for 2016. And that's about it on the news. My next subject is the second review of the WWE Royal Rumble, and this one is the 1989 WWE Royal Rumble from the Summit in Houston, Texas. This was the first Royal Rumble to be on pay-per-view. It was a success on the USA Network in 1988, and the WWE decided to make a pay-per-view for the Royal Rumble. And calling the Royal Rumble this year, in 1989, was Gorilla Monsoon, and Jesse the Body Ventura and Sensational Sherry joined them when she commentated the women's title match. And two dark matches before the pay-per-view. It was Jim Powers who beat Barry Horowitz, and Sam Houston beat the Brooklyn Brawler, Steve Lombardi. The dark matches weren't shown on television. It was shown to the live audience in Houston. And the pay-per-view went like this. The first match was a best 2 out of 3 falls match between Dino Bravo and the Fabulous Rougeau brothers, Jacques and Raymond Rougeau, with Frenchie Martin and Jimmy Mouth of the South Hart in the corner against the Hart Foundation, Bret the Hitman Hart, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. This was a feud. These came from feuds, like Dino Bravo was feuding with Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and the Fabulous Rougeau brothers were facing off against the Hart Foundation. And the first fall, it went to Bravo and the Fabulous Rougeau brothers when Raymond Rougeau hit Bret the Hitman Hart with the top rope Fabulous Rougeau bomb and pinned him 1, 2, 3. Second fall went to Duggan and the Hart Foundation when Bret the Hitman Hart pinned Raymond Rougeau. And the third and the deciding fall went to Duggan and the Hart Foundation when the referee was distracted by Jimmy Hart and Frenchie Martin. Bravo was going to the ropes, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan hits Bravo with his 2x4 and beats him one, and Bret beats him 1, 2, 3. And the Fabulous and Hart Foundation and Duggan win this match. I thought this match was a decent match and stuff to kick off the pay-per-view. It's nothing to write home about. The second match was for the WWE Women's title. It was Judy Martin against Rockin' Robin. And before the match, former WWE Women's Champion Sensational Sherry was introduced to the crowd, and she made a challenge to whoever won this match. She wants a title shot. Sherry was the WWE Women's Champion for about a year, but she lost to Rockin' Robin in Paris, France in November of 1988. And this was basically a boring match and stuff. Rockin' Robin won it by a flying body press on Judy Martin, 1, 2, 3. Sherry was doing commentary with Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse the Body Ventura. This was a boring match, and this was the last time a women's title match was on any major television show in the WWE for 5 years, because in June of 1989, Rockin' Robin left the WWE, and with no interest in women's wrestling, the WWE deactivated the women's world title in January of 1990. Little side note, Rockin' Robin is the half-sister to WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts and Sam Houston. the next thing on the Royal Rumble was the pose down between WWE Intercontinental Champion, the Ultimate Warrior, and Ravishing Rick Rude. And they had 4 categories for posing, and the fans were cheering the Warrior big time for this. He won all 4 of these pose downs, and the crowd always cheered for him. But then Ravishing Rick Rude and Bobby the Brain Heenan attacked the Warrior with a workout bar and beat him up. And this was great. This was to set up the match that they had at WrestleMania 5 for the Intercontinental title, the Ultimate Warrior against Ravishing Rick Rude. Then a lot of the suits come down. Well, they were called agents, but now they're called producers in the WWE. That's the new term. And the Warrior gets up, and then he pushes some of the suits. Some of the suits take bumps on this, which was pretty good. This was a good angle to set up for WrestleMania 5 between the Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude. The next match was for the crown, to see who was going to be WWE King. It was King Haku against Harley Race. Harley Race was the king of the WWE for about 18 months, from summer of 1986 through the spring of 1988, but he left the WWE for a while because he had intestinal surgery, and taking his place as king was Haku, who was part of the Islanders with Tama. But when Tama was let go by the WWE gave Haku the king gimmick, which was a decent gimmick for Haku, just to get him over as a mid-card heel, and he was pretty good at this. The match starts when they had King Haku come on with a throne, and they had several of the jobbers and the local jobbers in the Houston area carrying him down to the ring, and then Harley Race comes down and pushes the throne down, and the Haku was taking a little bit of a bump, and then they have a decent match. But this match was kind of interesting because both of them were heels, King Haku and Harley Race, and to make it even more interesting, Bobby the Brain Heenan was in there as well, because Race and Haku were part of the Heenan family, and sometimes Bobby was cheering for Harley Race, some were for Haku. The end of the match had Haku give Harley Race the crescent kick and pin him 1, 2, 3, and he retains the crown of the king of the WWE, and Bobby the Brain Heenan's siding with King Haku. This was a decent match, I think. It was probably a pretty good match. I think this was one of the biggest matches that Haku won in the WWE, besides him winning the WWE Tag Team Champions with Andre the Giant when they were the Colossal Connection. They beat Demolition later on in 1989. But this was a good match for Haku, like a decent-sized match. This match was edited out of the Coliseum VHS version of the Royal Rumble, but it's in its entirety on a Royal Rumble anthology that was released by the WWE years and years ago. And then the main event was the 1989 WWE Royal Rumble, and this year they had, instead of 20, 30 participants, and it came in at every 2 minutes. And this Royal Rumble was very, very interesting. The first 2 entrants were WWE Tag Team Champions Axe and Smash Demolition, and they beat each other up for 2 minutes. Jesse Ventura was saying on the commentary that this might affect Demolition from being a cohesive unit afterwards. But the next wrestler was Andre the Giant, and he attacked both Demolition. And this Royal Rumble was, I think, an interesting one because it's the first time they had 30 participants. They come down every 2 minutes, which I think 2 minutes is a little too long for each wrestler to come down and join the fray, because my perfect thing for a Royal Rumble would be every 90 seconds, because you got a new wrestler coming in and has time to shine. 2 minutes feels too drawn out, and 60 seconds feels too fast. When I reveal later Royal Rumbles, there'll be like 90-second and 60-second intervals. And and usually in this Royal Rumble they had like Jake the Snake Roberts get eliminated by Andre the Giant, but later on Jake the Snake comes down and he has a Snake Damien. He clears the ring. Andre the Giant walks over the top rope, eliminating himself. You also had Hulk Hogan who coming in, and he was at the House of Fire. He eliminated 9 wrestlers. He was eliminating faces and heels. One right after another, he eliminated Brainbusters, Tully Blanchard, and Arn Anderson at the same time. He eliminated Warlord of the Powers of Pain within 2 seconds. He eliminated Bushwhacker Luke. He eliminated Coco Beware. He eliminated Bad News Brown, but accidentally eliminated WWE Champion Macho Man Randy Savage, and Randy Savage got mad at that, and they were about to fight, but Miss Elizabeth comes down and tries to settle things in order, and they do, and Savage and Hogan shake hands, but this was setting up for WrestleMania 5, but when the Mega Powers exploded. And then Hogan eventually got eliminated by the Twin Towers, Hakeem and the Big Boss Man, but Hogan got revenge on the Big Boss Man by eliminating him when Brutus Barbic Beefcake came into the ring as well. And the match ended where Big John Studd won. He was number 27, and he at last eliminated Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, who bought his number 30. He bought the last number. That's the dream number for the Royal Rumble. But like Big John Studd eliminated Ted DiBiase, and then Virgil attacked him, but he beat up on the bodyguard Virgil and stuff like that. And that was about how the pay-per-view ended. I did not agree with them giving Big John Studd the Royal Rumble victory, because he came back to the WWE in late 1988 as a face, like calling Bobby the Brain Heenan a weasel on the Brother Love show. And I didn't like them giving the Royal Rumble victory to Big John Studd. They should have either gave it to Hulk Hogan, or because he was a House of Fire eliminating 9 wrestlers, or they could have gave it to the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, because he's bought number 30. When he bought number 30, many people thought he was going to win the Royal Rumble, but that didn't happen. So this decision for Big John Studd winning the WWE Royal Rumble in 1989 was not the best decision. Maybe this was just a years of service in the WWE giving him his moment to shine, which, it was decent, but it was the wrong decision. They should have gave it to either Hulk Hogan or the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase winning the Royal Rumble. And that's about it on that. Tomorrow's Royal Rumble, I'm going to review the 1990 WWE Royal Rumble from the Orlando Arena in Orlando, Florida. And this Royal Rumble has the first lockup of the immortal Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior. Well, I'll tell you about that tomorrow. And later on tonight, it's the third and final video blog, which will be about the new digital television over-the-air network Decades, owned by CBS and WeGo Broadcasting. I'll see you tonight, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. Bye now. And also Twitter and Daily Motion. Bye now.